Beer on in my belly. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Brewski, for Advent Day 11. There is no 9, there is no 10. Sad thing, shot 9 and 10. 9, the audio was all not there, non-existent. And 10, battery died on me. So, shoot. Well, we're back at it. More, I guess now caught up on to number 11. So, let's find it and see what kind of beer we got. Now, we gotta look on the advent calendar as to see where's number 11? Oh, already found it. There it is. Right next to 24, right there, number 11. Woo! So let's crack it open and see what we have got. Come on. Finger strength. Ooh, what is? Ooh, Dasher and Dancer by Brouwerij de Molen. Right? Can you see it? Yes, you can. See the beer. So we've had one by this company before. It was the I don't remember the name. It was a very long name, but it had a crazy expiration date of 2040, if I'm not mistaken. This one is the red ale-ish, coming in at 52%. No, 5.2% alcohol by volume. Drink at 7 degrees. Okay, and 20 EBU. EBC. I don't know what EBC and EBU is. International Bitterness Unit, maybe? I don't know. Alright, and let's see the oh wow, look at that. 2019 is when this beer goes bad. So this brewery has long expiration dates, which is really cool. Well, longer than typical, I think. So yeah, let's get her to the table and let's have a drink. Cheers. Okay, so now we're back at the table for Dasher and Dancer Red Ale-ish, coming in at 5.2% ABV and 25 IBUs. We did have another beer by Brouwerij de Molen, which was their Hell and Verdonimus Imperial Stout. That was back on day 4. Today is day 11. So that was a really good beer, that Hell and Verdonimus. I liked it quite a bit. And I'm actually really excited that I have another beer from Brouwerij de Molen. So let's crack this open and see what we got. Simple black cap. Okay, cool. Alright, this actually does have a brewed on date as well. It is brewed on 11/07/17 and best before 11/07/2019. So unlike the Hells and Verdonimus, where that expired in 2040, this is a bit more reasonable expiration date, still very long in my opinion. So let's give it a pour into our Great Lakes Brewery pop can glass. Do about half pour or something. Yeah, let's just pour it there. That's a huge head on there. Holy moly. Look at that. That was a quick pour and I got almost about half head, half actual beer in there. But yeah, huge, foamy, frothy looking head. Very nice. Good amount of carbonation coming up from the actual beer. And yes, that's a very red, ambery, reddish color to it. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be way 1,000 times better than any Kieth Red or Rickards Red, just because, well, it's craft beer for one, but two, it's craft beer from, I think it was the Netherlands. Yes, in the Netherlands. So I think it would kick both those beers' ass quite hard. So I'm gonna stick my nose in it, see what we got, and then we'll sip on it. Getting slight hoppy notes, along with some nice toasted malts. A bit of grain, some sweetness in there, which I can't figure out what sort of sweetness I'm getting. It's like a plum or a raisin sweetness aroma coming from the actual beer. let's just stick my nose right in there. So that's always nice. Cool. Good job, Nikolai. It's alright. I'm just getting way too into it. But yeah, there's a sweet smell, like a caramel almost, but I'm also getting some either plum or raisiny aromas from it as well. Anyway, let's stop dilly-dallying and let's start sipping, and then we'll cheers. Tastes like a red ale should. Bit hoppy. Being that the IBU is 25, so it's not low hoppiness, but it's not too crazy. It's just a nice hop finish as well. Caramel leaves a like a yeastiness, graininess, maybe even like a light biscuity flavor on your tongue in the finish, and then that continues on as like the aftertaste, which is very pleasant, to be honest. Let's keep sipping and see what other flavors I can get, because I need to get more of the front. Alright, cheers everybody. Merry Christmas. In the front, light to medium malt body. Slight sort of like a more tart raisin, or sort of raisiny flavor. Caramel sweetness as well. No toffee sweetness, more of like a lighter caramel, or even if you had like a lighter toffee sort of flavor as well. But it does taste like a nice red ale for sure. Very smooth, very creamy. Nice carbonation as well, which offsets the creaminess just a little bit, but works beautifully as well. The hoppiness of it too just adds that extra bit of kick, extra bit of zing in the finish, and I think that is a perfect addition to the overall style of a red ale. Let's look at the bottle, see what they have to say for it. They have their Play-Doh, which I do have a thing up about Play-Doh because I wanted to know what Play-Doh meant, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So it's the Play-Doh, the EBUs, which is the IBUs, which is 25, 5.2%, drink at 7 degrees centigrade, unpasteurized, imported by Craft Beer Importers, Canada. Ingredients are water, barley malt. The barley malt is Pils and Cristal, caramel, and chocolate. Chocolate? Interesting. I'm not getting a chocolate flavor from it, but cool. The bitter hops are Permanent and Saazaz. Saazaz? S-A-A-Z. Saazaz. That's a fun way to say it. Dry hop is Mount Hood, and it's a top fermenting yeast. Very nice, very nice. Then it just has all the other ingredients in many different languages. And then looking over on the website, they do have a picture of the logo. Their logos aren't really that intricate. It's very plain looking, as we saw before, but still, nice. Keeps all the information there. I have really no problem about that, except there is no description, which is kind of a bummer. Both there and on the website, there is no description labeled for this Dasher and Dancer. A bunch of their other beers they do. They seem to have a lot of beer. A huge page with the scroll bar like that big. So very, very small scroll bar and a shit ton of beers. So other than that, they list the ingredients like they do on the front, and that's really it. They do give a star rating for body, bitter, sweet, and sour. They also list the alcohol and the Play-Doh. I don't know what the star rating really means. It doesn't give you too much information, sadly, but that's alright. That's just a damn good beer. Before I finish my beer, because I still want to drink this after the review, let's figure out what Play-Doh means, because Play-Doh on this beer is 11.4 degrees. So was looking on Beer Advocate and found somebody give a bit of a description on with a link sort of thing. So they say the Plato scale is an empirically derived hydrometer scale to measure density of beer wort in terms of percentage of exact by weight. It was developed in 1843 by Bohemian scientist Karl Balling as well as Simon Ack, and improved by German Fritz Plato. The scale expresses the density as a percentage of sucrose by weight, so a wort measured at 12 degrees Plato has the same density as a water sucrose solution containing 12% sucrose by weight, and denoted as 12% Brix, BRIX. For the brewer, it has an advantage over specific gravity in that it expresses the measurement in terms of the amount of fermentable materials. Degrees Plato are more popular in Central European brewing and occasionally feature in beer names. The relationship between degrees Plato and specific gravity, SG, is not linear, but a good approximation is that 1 degree Plato equals 4 brewer's points, 4 times 0.001. Thus 12 degrees Plato corresponds to a SG, which is specific gravity of 1.048. A little bit of math here, I'm not going to read that. Gravity refers to the specific gravity of the wort or must at various stages in the fermentation. That's a lot of science. I'll leave a link to that little bit there if you really want to know what Plato is. Still, I'm not 100% sure what exactly Plato means, but with time and learning, we will all learn together, separately, something like that. Alright, let's finish this off and get a rating for it. So, choosing the final sip. Sweet, nice caramel body. Sorry, not caramel body. Light to medium malt body with a nice caramel sweetness in there. I don't get the chocolate, but I do get the caramel, and a nice hoppy finish with a nice biscuity, grainy tail end that sort of just lingers on your tongue for a little bit after the sip. Also, carbonation versus mouthfeel, just like nice creaminess and fullness of the beer really works well together, and I think it's a great feeling beer in the mouth. Rating for the beer, I gotta give it a solid... No, I'm gonna give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's nothing super crazy out there delicious, but it is still a very, very nice, enjoyable beer. Definitely way better than any Rickards or Kieth Red that you will find at a regular bar. Sadly, you can't get this in Canada, or at least in Ontario as far as I know, so this is definitely a treat with the Beer Advent Calendar. Moving over to presentation of both the bottle and the website. You know, it's pretty lackluster, to be honest. There's no actual dedicated description for the beer here or on the website, but it does give you all the information of ingredients, Plato, which is cool to learn about, IBUs, ABVs, what temperature to drink it at, and then also the brewed on and best before dates as well. So with that said, for the presentation, you know what, not the greatest, but still very good information. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So I think that just about wraps up for day 11 with the Craft Beers Advent Calendar. So that'll do it for me, Maple Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers and Merry Christmas.